Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back to my channel, Scrapbooking Creations. Today I have for you 3 layouts using the Cut Above Layout Kit Reasons to Smile by Close to My Heart. I did 2 layouts out of the July and 1 out of August. So here is the July and here is the August. And let's get to showing you some stuff. So the first layout I'm titling The Story. It is again from the July paper part. So I used Evergreen Dark, 8.5 by 11.25 for the background, then White Daisy, 8 1/4 by 11. This is, I believe, the first time I've used Evergreen as the background. I'm trying to remember if I used it like with one of the Christmas layouts, but I don't remember using it. It feels like it's the first time, but I could be wrong. My memory's not the greatest. It's better than some days and not better than others, you know. So on this, I'm looking for my shimmer brush. I had everything laid out. I recorded everything and the sound was off. So I'm using my older headphones and we're still trying to work on some of that. I still might sound a little nasally, but that is just because I have some allergies happening. I used Evergreen to splatter the background before I put everything down. It was fun using this little evergreen brush. I thought that it added a little bit of definition to the page without adding a lot. It was, since it's such a busy layout, but yet it's not, I didn't want something big on the background. Another option I could have gone with would be like a texture paste or something, but I didn't want a lot more texture on it because I already knew I was going to be using these hearts from Close to My Heart, and they are the wood hearts, and they're kind of thick, so I didn't want a lot of depth on here. So the photo mats, I did use the light side of Evergreen, and there's 4 of those. The triangles. So what I did is I took this paper. This piece right here is a separate piece. It's really big, so I haven't been able to use it. I might be able to use it soon. I don't know. But this was just, you know, a triangle piece, just cut into 4 triangles. Because it's 12 by 12, you can't cut this way on your trimmer. So I folded it in half and then just cut this section. And then I opened up each section and cut the other side. So that worked out really well. And then I cut the triangles as I needed them. One of them I did cut a little too much, this one. I cut them 4 times to get them down to the 1.5 by 3 size. And I repeated that with each of the patterns as needed. The story sticker right here is this little banner sticker that's right here on this layout. I did trim the base part, the kind of line part off of it. If it had been going this way, I would have left it, but it was going this way, and I wanted the story right here up closer to the top on that photo mat. I just kind of staggered the triangles, played with them, laid them down, removed them, laid them down again, removed them. I'm really happy with how they ended up on here. I used, let's see here, I painted, colored the hearts with R85 Rose Red, G29 Pine Tree Green, and G82 Spring Dim Green. The color when I was using my Copic chart was actually closer to this G24 Willow, but when I used the pen, this one, I didn't care for it. Put that back up there, sorry. So I just kind of played around with a couple of them and finally settled on this G82 Spring Dim Green, and I like how it looked on the wood. The other one just didn't look right. And I think it turned out really good. I'm glad I was able to color these hearts with the pens and just give them a little bit of definition. I like how when you color with them, how it kind of brings out the wood grain on them. So really fun patterns. I'm really happy with it. I like that I was able to use all 4 of those patterns on this layout. So the layout number 1, the story. Let me set that aside. Oh, I shouldn't put it on top of that. I'm going to need that again. The next one I titled Be Kind. And I used the raspberry, let me find it, raspberry shimmer brush on the back. So I did use Evergreen again, dark side, 8.5 by 11 1/4, white daisy, 8 1/4 by 11. I made sure that the paper's centered. I used raspberry before I put stuff on there and splattered around. I wanted a little bit more of the pink drawn in because over here I had focused more on the green. Oh, and I didn't mention I kind of am not loving this part, so that's probably going to change. And I wouldn't be surprised if I went more with like the evergreen color on that. Okay, so for this one, these triangles are cut 3 times instead of the 4 times. And then these little tags are using the triangles. I'll show you one real quick. Oops. So I just cut it to 2 inches and then just put it in here. And you can't even tell unless you do what I just did and show you. So I did that with additional triangles. I wasn't able to do it with this one. I had cut all of those too far in. If you see here, see I cut those too much already because I thought I was going to use more of that one. So I wasn't able to use this one as one of the tags. I just used 2 of the pink. So it's kind of a raspberry color. But I took them and I just kind of laid them on the corner before I had matted it onto the green. And I used the embroidered borders in, let's see here, New England Ivy. And I used just a scrap sheet, which happened to be the sketch I used yesterday. And I had, because I had to have these together because I had the triangles on there already. So I had those lined up on the thing without the green paper, and I stamped it here. And I stamped it here, and then I stamped here, and this one needed 3 more of the little stitching marks. So I cleaned the stamp and then just inked a little bit of it and did that. And I repeated that at the top. And then, let's see here. I stamped the Be Kind. Love that. The B is in New England Ivy. I did stamp the kind first. The stamp set, I had this a little more organized, and now it's kind of a cluster. In this one. And the reason I got this, now courage, kind, and life are, well, all the words are connected. They will be disconnected as I use it more. But I liked all the different patterns that it had. This one I got off of eBay. It's Color Your Life. And I did, before buying this, take the time to put all of these letters into the unscrambler on my computer and found that there's a ton of words. Now, I probably won't use rage. I might use age. I don't know. File. I don't know. There's all sorts of kin, you know, dink, which I probably wouldn't use because I think, isn't that kind of a, I don't know. But yeah, no, if you put all those words in the letters into the unscrambler, it comes up with a lot of words. So I thought there's a lot of uses I can do out of that. Now I did color them with the same pens from the last grouping, the G29 Pine Tree Green, R85 Rose Red, G82 Spring Dim Green. And that's what I came up with. Okay, sorry about that little beep. I'm thinking I want to take, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I have 3 of them. I have glossy accents, I have shimmery crystal effects, and I have crystalline drops. They're pretty much all the same thing. The only difference is that the shimmery crystal effects has a shimmer to it. So I might use that because of the shimmer I have, which we'll talk about in just a second here. But I'm going to do that over the word kind. I think it'll look really nice. That's kind of my thoughts on that. These triangles, like I said, that they were cut the 3 times, they are 2 by 4 1/8 in size, and that's repeated on all the 4 patterns. Oh, I know. I finally got my intense black. and I stamped the kind with it and then colored it. Oh my goodness, this is an amazing black. I love it. I was, I don't know what I was hesitating even to get any of the ink pads, but I'm slowly getting them. Intense Black was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was like number 17 on my list of colors to get because I wanted to make sure I had the background stuff. It should have been number 1. It is brilliant and fantastic. So if you don't have this, get this ink. It is worth it. I also love how they just kind of all magnetize together. I I think I like magnets a little more than I probably should, right? Okay, so I did put the little tags on there. I used the tag punch, just my standard handy dandy little tag punch. And then for the tags, I used my May Arts standard twine. And I did use this garden green. I thought it looked really good. I don't have a lot of ribbons that are other companies besides Stampin' Up because I've sold Stampin' Up for like 12 years. So I've got a ton. And so I just used some of this. I think it turned out really cute. I decided to alternate. So we have a bow and then we have it kind of stripped up with the bow with the twine and then a bow and then the sticking up with the twine. I used these two, the G29 Pine Tree Green and the R85 Rose Red on the flowers. And those flowers are from the Wood Shapes Happiness Lives Here, like close to my heart. And I went with the big one. And there's this big hole. See that big old hole in the center? Okay, so I wasn't loving that. And I kind of glued it down before I even thought about it. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because then once it was down, I was seeing the grid paper on both of them. And where I love a grid paper, I think as a flower center, it's a little much. So I got these little layer, kind of like little beads out. They're called mini prills. And I got these years ago. One of my friends was all big on these for flower centers. I want to say it was Stephanie. And I thought, okay, well, I don't think I've ever used them. I put them into this container so that they were easy to use. Actually, I think I used them on a card one time. And they're cool. They're really cool. So what I did is I poured some glue down in the flower, put some pearls in there, poured some more glue down in it because I've got, my little glue tubes, and poured that down in there and added some more and just kind of ruffled it around. This one sticks up a little more than this one. And I think they're just so cute. It really was a game changer for those flowers because I was starting to feel like, oh no, I messed up. What am I going to put in there? And those prills saved the day, which I was very happy with. Um, I also have these little leftover dots from my Stampin' Up! Days. It's probably garden green as well. And they were like the little brad tops. So they're metal little tops that have just a glue dot behind them. And so I just put those on here. It's so wonderful to be using up some of my embellishments as I'm scrapbooking because a lot of times I would buy things and I would use them for a card class. And since I was making like 20 kits, I would have to be very careful. Like the really cool dots and stuff that I got from Queen and Company, I wasn't able to use those on my kits for the card classes. And then I would have a bunch of these left over that I wasn't able to use because I didn't have enough for everybody to have it. So of course I didn't use it. Or I had to buy so much and then I still would have so much left over. Because like for this one, I want to say this is like the Regal collection through them. So I probably got a bunch of these because I was doing a Christmas card using the cherry cobbler color, which is one of my favorite reds. I love it. And I'm really liking the scarlet through close to my heart is a little more cinnamony to me than the cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler will always probably be my favorite color. The harbor, though, through close to my heart is becoming my favorite color for the greens. But like I said, this is so nice to use up some of my old stash. So these are from my stash. Yay! Always a good thing. Okay, so this was Be Kind. It's the second layout using the July portion of this. I still have a few of the triangles that I can use someplace else if I decide to. I do have the strips, the summer days, the watermelon, the hearts. Didn't use those. I used these little strips right here on the first layout. So the next layout is using August, and I did cut all of those strips out, and I have, let me grab them, these side pieces. When I originally started doing this, I was like, oh, I can make more daisies. But I ended up not, as you can see, using them yet. I will use them someplace else, maybe tomorrow's layouts. I'm really excited to do those. So this is what I came up with. It's a very simple layout. All of today's layouts I did kind of more on the simple side. Fell in love with these little strips. I did cut those with my handy dandy little triple banner punch. Because they're not, and I don't even think I marked what size they were because it was just whatever size the paper was. These are about 1 1/4. And since this is like one, I believe that's 1 1/4 and 1 1/2, I pretty much used it this way. And I shoved it down and then I just watched where things lined up so that I was cutting where I wanted it to end up. I then started just laying down photo mats. I put 10 photo mats on this. Crazy. I've never used that many photo mats. They are all 3x4. So I used sage dark side on the back of this, on the base of this, 8.5 by 11 1/4. White daisy, 8 1/4 by 11. I did not splatter on this one. I cut those background strips, like I said. It was just what was on the page. And then I used the dark sage side for the photo mats. I used one of them for the title. Probably will use one of them for some journaling. The butterflies are from the May layout. Let's go back and I will show you. So that is from here, this May layout. One of them is from the March layout. So I'll try to remember, but they were from these two layouts. The clouds are from this April layout. The rainbow is from the March layout. There's a heart there that's also from that. The orange flowers and the Love This banner are from this kit. There's the Love This, and there's those two flowers. That heart sticker I already said March layout. Peach shimmer brush, white gel pen. And sorry for the little bit of noise in the background. My daughter's trying to get my husband's attention for something. So, the Let the Fun Begin is from the March layout as well. Really fun being able to, kind of intermix all of these. So what I did to start off with was I put down these strips and I just kind of laid the photo mats over it. And then I decided I wanted these with a little bit spread apart, and I put those two flowers. I did not fussy cut around those. I did pop this Love This. And you know what I'm thinking right now? It's something I was thinking earlier, and I think I'm going to do it here too. Let me grab a little piece of this paper, this poor paper, squeeze it a little bit, and get some going. There we go. I'm going to do that on there. And the only reason why I'm doing that there is because I did that here with this peach shimmer brush. Sorry, this is peach. And so I've got the two little flowers. I do have these not sticked down or unstuck, so I can slip a photo there if I decide I want to. Over here, these are pretty stuck down, so I probably would use that for journaling. This one would be fine. These little butterflies, I put this little clear glitter gloss shimmer on them. And then let's see, that's pretty much that side. This side over here, I used that Let the Fun Begin. the letters and I took the Copic, I know, Copic, whatever you call them, 0.8 multi-liner and put the 3 dots on the fun. And I used the Jelly Roll white 0.8 on the let the and the begin. And my luck with some of these stickers, especially these little ones, they do not like to stick down, but I do my best. The fun part, I did flag this other end and I popped it to here. Then I took, after I put the letters down, I took the peach and I kind of ran it over and then I just kind of went in. Oops, I'm getting a little too much. Let's see here. Let's just add some more in there so that it kind of blends. And I'm going to grab a little tissue here and dab it on up so that we're doing good there. There we go. Now it's really bright. Did that and then added the clouds from this layout. There's 3 of them. I only could find 2. I don't know where the other cloud went, but I put them here because I didn't like here you can see this little peachy spot between here. It doesn't look bad. Over here, the green didn't look good underneath the rainbow. So I stuck one cloud in, then you can see a little bit of it. So then I stuck the other cloud in and it kind of just goes under that one. And I liked it much better. I put that little heart there. That's flat. The rainbow is popped. These are just kind of, you know, floating. And then I put that shimmery brush on them. Fun, fun, fun layouts. I had a wonderful time today. I was really panicky before I started working on these that I wasn't going to be able to use those triangle ones very well. And I was very proud of myself and very happy with how they turned out. Even though they're simple layouts, I had a lot of fun with them, and that's what matters. So tomorrow we're going to tackle 9, which would be September, and 10, which would be October. And I pulled those out. Here's this one. This is September's. Let me pull my little protective sheets. I took these out because I didn't use them on this layout, and they have a piece that matches it here. So I thought, well, maybe I'll use them there. And this is the background on that piece for tomorrow, so it'll be really easy to cut this up and use it. I'm really excited about that. Probably won't use this yellow unless I bring in that other yellow piece, the So one. That's a lot. That's really bright for that space, but we do have this So that was supposed to go behind the Wonderful with the grid on it. So maybe I'll grab that and see if I can do some magic with that one. And then October's, I am excited to get my hands on this and scared too because I want more of this area right here. So I'm going to have to come up with something brilliant to get that into a layout, a double page layout. I also like the way Every Day is typed up there. I like that font. It's just a very simple typewriter font. So Everyday Sunshine is what they did, and that's probably a sticker, right? Yep, there's a sticker. I like how they have black behind these daisies. I wish all of them had that black. So that's exciting. It looks like what they had done is that and then that. I like that joy. So there's a lot of pieces on this I'm really excited to get my hands on. This one I think will be fun. I just hope I can do this flowery piece justice and make it look really pretty. Oh, it looks like, so there's 3 of those where you would put the flowers on. Okay, cool. So fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come play today. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you would love to see more of my videos. Leave a comment. I always appreciate those, and I try to get back as soon as possible on those. And have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.